Hello, welcome to the debrief of West Ham 2, Everton 1. I'm a man of my word. I wasn't too sure about doing this video, but I said earlier, 40 likes, I'll do it. It's got well over 50. So here I am. This is a show where the Hammers Chat subscribers have their say. You have your say. Can be about the game last night, the win against Everton. Can be about a player in particular. If you want to discuss Freddie Potts, let's discuss Freddie Potts. If you want to discuss Lucas Paqueta, who's been cleared of his spot fixing allegations, we can discuss that. Want to discuss some transfer rumors? We can discuss that as well. This is a show where you're kind of in charge. I've got the buttons, but you have to say. We'll get your opinions up on the screen and we'll have a little bit of a discussion. Now, the latest is that Jacob Ramsey, Aston Villa's midfielder, is now our number one target for, well, we say for the transfer window. It's not, it was due, weren't it? He's the new number one target. We got the last one. We're now on to the next one. It is Jacob Ramsey, and Mads Hermansen is looking likely to be the keeper that we purchase. Although there's something going on with Suzuki and Parma, not in the squad for the friendly either. There's a Parma page on social media really taking the piss out of it. He said Suzuki not involved in today's friendly because of an injury to his West hamstring. I like it. I like it. That's a little bit of fun. I like stuff like that. A little bit of fun. I still think we'll sign Hermansen. We reckon Hermansen's 20-25 million. Leicester think he's 30. So I think 25 million-ish is where we may agree a price. I'm still predicting we get Hermansen. Still predicting we get him. Hopefully very, very soon. But in terms of Jacob Ramsey, I've not discussed him, so I'm going to have a little chat with you about my thoughts on him, and then we'll turn to the live chat. But if you're watching this a little bit later on well, this is Sunday. It's not Sunday, is it? Thursday, Friday. Get involved in the comments below. And also, while you're here, do what Cam says. Drop a like on the video. Drop a like on it. Click thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to Hammers Chat. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for all the support recently. I appreciate you. Right, Jacob Ramsey. I like him. Don't think he's in his best position at Aston Villa. Plays to the left of a front three, usually, nearly always, when fit. Had a lot of competition over the last few seasons at Villa Park as well. Marcus Rashford arrived last season. John McGinn's played there at times, especially when Leon Bailey's been doing the business on the right, which isn't very often. But when he has had his purple patches, McGinn's moved over to the left. Diaby's been at Aston Villa as well. Asensio came in, which meant Morgan Rogers got shifted a little bit out to the right, which meant more players had to come over to the left-hand side. So he's had a lot of competition. He's had a few injuries as well. And I think he's someone that would excel changing position. In a number 10 role, I think he would do really well there. But we aren't playing with one of them under Graham Potter yet. Maybe long-term we'll switch to that 3-4-3 box midfield type thing and have two number 10s. There's the vacancy. But when I'm looking at how we're playing under Graham Potter right now with this 3-5-2 formation, is there a role for Jacob Ramsey? I think so, in that midfield. I wouldn't want him as one of the front two. Absolutely no way. But if you said to me against Sunderland, we're going to have Potts, Paqueta, Ramsey, I'd be happy with that. I would prefer Harvey Elliott, to be clear. That's where I would play Harvey Elliott. People say we don't. Bowen's a right winger. I don't think we play a right winger. I wouldn't play Harvey Elliott as a right winger. I'd play him as that right central midfielder role. So I'd prefer Elliott. I've seen the price tag of 25 million. I don't think you're getting him for 25 million. And I've seen his agents, Will Salthouse, and he's not too keen on the move, Ramsey. Apparently, he'd rather stay at Aston Villa. Well, I don't really blame him. I think I'd prefer to stay at Aston Villa right now as well. If I was, well, I'll say someone that's without any allegiance to Aston Villa, I think I'd prefer to stay there. They're in a good place. Europa League football next season as well. He's looking at a potential run in the team. It was involved in every friendly up until yesterday, but whether it's he was left out because of the transfer rumours, I'm not so sure. I think it's just that he'd played in every friendly so far, so it was getting minutes into the legs of other players. So Ramsey would be a yes for me. Maybe a 7 out of 10 transfer would be solid, but others I prefer. But a long-term homegrown player as well. I would like to see a few of them at the club. Someone that in 5 years' time I can see them still being at West Ham and they're ticking that homegrown box. It just means you're a bit more free when it comes to the transfer window. If you're looking at a striker and your homegrown quota is under pressure, you're under pressure because there's not many of them around. So you want to make sure that you've got some players that has that longevity, and I think Ramsey would bring that. So it's a strong yes for me. Not the top of my list, but I much prefer him to other midfielders that we've been linked to as well. Right then, I'm going to turn to the attention into the live chat. I'm going to see what you're all saying. I feel like there's a bit more of a positive mood after beating Everton last night. Not necessarily the win. I think the performances of certain players and West Ham as a whole, perhaps, I think has perked a few people up. I like it. It's good. Right then. Infinitely said, yeah, I would prefer Elliott over Ramsey. Yeah, infinitely. Dr. Senku says, do you think Potter didn't play Fioron to keep him out the spotlight after solid debut? Honestly, I think some people are just getting carried away with Fioron, and that's normal. It's a very normal thing to do. When an academy player plays well, people get excited. But I would be surprised if he played a minute of senior football at West Ham next season. I would. I think we've got a lot of midfielders at the minute. I think people are forgetting about George Earthy, which is understandable given he's injured. But he's ahead of the pecking order of Fioron. So I don't think we'll see him next season. I think he'll play in under 21s. And if there is an opportunity to put him on the bench or something, then that would be great. But I'm not so sure. I don't think we'll see him. And that's okay. That is okay. So I'm not reading too much into it. We might see him against Bournemouth. Hopefully we do, because it's a nice story. But yesterday, I think it was a case of it's Orford's turn. And I think that's why Orford came onto the pitch. I just think because he didn't come on against Man U, he came on against Everton. It might be against Bournemouth. We might see Mohamedou Kante come on the pitch instead of Orford or Fioron. I think that's all it is. And I'm okay with that one. Hasib saying a new keeper and a good midfielder, and I'll be kind of happy. Liam saying happy with the win, but more so the performance. Ramsey from Villa is exactly what we need. Can dribble, tackle, and move box to box. Either of the keepers of Suzuki and Hermansen, I would be happy with. No. Would like Suzuki. James saying Ramsey's good going forward, but does he help teams playing through us at ease all the time last season? Well, he started defensive midfielder, but I'm bringing him in to do the attacking things. So, James, I'm not bringing him in thinking he's going to help clog up the midfield and help out defence. I'm bringing him in to add that attacking dynamic from the middle of the pitch, which I think we're lacking a bit. Will is saying, is Callum Wilson rumoured dead? I feel like his deal's on the back burner a little bit, doesn't it? It does feel, I wouldn't say it's dead. I think it's there if we want it. We've just not signed on the dotted line for whatever reason, which I am delighted about. Obviously, if he arrives, viva Callum Wilson, and I hope he smashes it. But I have no desire to see him in a West Ham shirt next season at all. Liam saying Ramsey scored against us last season. Skins Sufal for pace. Him and Paqueta either side of a 6 would be electric. We agree. Ian saying, Wilson, hope you've been watching. Do one. I don't think Ian's very keen on Callum Wilson. Something tells me. Darren hopes we can get Hermansen. Pre-season fixtures have shown that it should be our priority. Alex is saying the performance of Marshall are the reason why it's gone quiet on Wilson. I agree. I think he's maybe just thrown a bit of a curveball at Potter. And to be honest with you, I'm not convinced Potter wants Callum Wilson anyway. Josh says, if we're signing Suzuki, does he take number 1 shirt? Surely he wouldn't be joining play second. I would like to think so. We're going to spend, bear in mind, Suzuki's probably 30 million. And you can't bring him in and just park him on the bench. So, yeah. Tom saying, I can see the attraction of Suzuki, but personally prefer Hermansen because of the Premier League experience. I prefer Hermansen because I have an opinion on Hermansen. Does that make sense? I just don't know enough about Suzuki. Lee is saying some claims we've rejected 2 million bid for Andy Irving with the log/jam at centre mid. We've currently got, what price should we be getting for Andy? Maybe 4 million. I think it'd be a low transfer fee, and I'm okay with that one as well. David, having to reevaluate my thoughts on our midfield after how Potter has played in pre-season. I see him as a starter, which means we can look at other positions we need to address. And Vincent's asking the favourite of the youngsters. If Potts, if we're including him, I'm going to say Potts. Alex isn't sure Suzuki's going to cut it in the league. He seems very erratic and spills a lot. I got told he punches everything, so I don't know how you can spill it if you're trying to punch it. Hermansen is a more solid keeper, and we need solid to Cam, Kilman, and Tadibo. Ramsey saying, do you think we'll get Elliott? No, I don't think so. I've never thought that. People misunderstand. When I say I want Elliott, they go, deluded, you're never getting him. All right, means I want him. We're not allowed to want someone that I can't have. Will saying our midfield will get skinned without upgrades, even those attacking midfielders are not getting to fix and fill the box of an energetic number 6 or 8. Scott saying we need to move some contracts along. Ashley thinks the team seems more together and happy. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit PR spinny. That's the job of the West Ham media team, isn't it? But it's all right. I don't mind it. It's nice. It's feel-good factor stuff at the moment, which is always welcome. Dean says Potts also looked like he may play a fair bit this summer. Ricky saying if Cornet thought, I mean, to be honest with you, Ricky, Cornet could play as much as he wants against Bournemouth. I think it's still goodbye for him. I don't see him having a way back. All you have to do is look at Agard. Agard's come back and got decent minutes under Potter. Cornet's come back and got very little minutes under Potter. So I think there's a big difference between the possibility of a second chance, if you like. Shame. That's one transfer I got badly wrong. Channelist says, I don't care if it's Elliott, Louise, Ramsey, Onyedika, or Fernandes, just sign a bloody midfielder. I get that. I've been there. I've been in your position. I'm a bit more specific about what type of midfielder we want. Douglas Luiz would be great, but I would still prefer a more attacking central midfielder. Jordan says, in our current position, we definitely prefer Hermansen over Suzuki. Premier League experience makes it significantly safer, even if Suzuki's ceiling is higher. A very balanced comment. Neil, do we think if we get Ramsey and Hermansen, that'll be all? No, it better not be. It better not be. I think we still need to look at defense and we still need to look at attack. So, no, I don't think so. I think there will be more. I think there'll be another couple of signings. It will depend on who we get out the door. See, the thing is, this whole buy before you sell policy, I don't like it. But I understand why we're a little bit cautious of bringing in loads of players when we're clearly struggling to offload players. Emerson's been told for over a month he can leave, and he's not out the door yet. Ergerd, let's face it, we were pimping him out. We were trying to get him sold. No one came in for him. Paqueta, we were up until he's been cleared, and suddenly it's changed. The price has doubled. But Sullivan's been gagging to sell him. No one's coming for him. So I think there's just a lack of interest in our players. And as a result, we're going to have to keep the majority of them. And as a result of that, we're going to have to be careful with the quantity that we bring in. So arguably, there's more emphasis on making sure that those signings you get are perfect. There's not much wiggle room for it going wrong. Infinitely says we need to get the loans for our under-21 players right. They need to develop if they won't get playing time. They need to clear some numbers from midfield. We did that. We did well last season. Carlton Cole, loan manager, he did well. I've been critical of our loans in the past, and they didn't all work out last season. They weren't all great, but Marshall was good. Earthy was just unlucky with his injury. Potts was really good. The important loans were right. And I would argue Patrick Kelly's loan was right. Obviously, he's left the club now. He went out on loan to Doncaster, got a decent amount of minutes under his belt, and then got a transfer off the back of it. Someone that clearly at the club we've decided he's not going to make it at West Ham, and we've sold him. Bit ruthless, but this is good. Get money into the club. The loan move was able to put Patrick Kelly in the shop window, and this is what we want to do: put the youngsters out there, and at the end of the season, A, get them back at West Ham. They're good enough. B, loan them back out again. They might be good enough. C, they're not good enough. Let's sell them. But because they've been out and playing in League One, League Two, those clubs will be interested because they performed at that level. Patrick Kelly did well at that level last season. We've decided he's probably not going to make it in the Premier League. He's good enough for that level, and he's got his move. A perfect loan, if you ask me. You don't have to then come back and play for West Ham to have a good loan move. If we sold Agard for 25 million in June, I'd say perfect loan move. Gerd's gone out there, performed at Real Sociedad. Clubs have come in, bought him. Happy days. I agree with Infinitely, but I feel quite confident we'll get it right. We're a bit relaxed, though. We don't need to get the loan moves done until later on in the window. I think you could sanction Orford and Casey now, but I wouldn't decide on Callum Marshall till the end of the window. I'm edging towards keeping him, but if they are thinking, oh, maybe we'll loan out Callum Marshall, just wait till the end of the window. There's no rush. Jordan said, Fear and Orford role this year for me. Leadership and good performances under the 21s has to be the aim with a view to a lone pathway. I agree 100% with that one. Thank you, B123. Thank you very much. £5 super chat. Very kind of you. Appreciate you. Says, between the performance against Everton and the Paqueta verdict, it's starting to feel a bit positive. Just need a couple of signings now. B's kind of reminded me, not because of his comment, because of the super chat thing, to promote our raffle, which is a top prize of a match-worn Mark Noble shirt. Ends on Sunday night. So you've got a few days to get your tickets. Tickets are £5. Buy two, get your third one free. Links in description below. Top prize. Second prize is a signed Mark Noble shirt, and third prize is a signed Mark Noble captain's armband, which I've got here. There you go. That's the third prize. Second prize is back where it belongs. Anyway, thank you to anyone that's got a raffle ticket. I appreciate you, and thanks for the support to Hammers Chat. It's just a way of us raising revenue so we can continue doing this as our job. And also thank you to B123, because I've turned off adverts again. No adverts during the live stream. You're watching this later on, there's adverts, because obviously if you're watching it live and there's an advert now, and then you come back in 10 seconds, you've missed 10 seconds of video, haven't you? So I've turned them off. Bad for business, good for viewership. See if it works. Anyway, B123, thank you. You've doubled my revenue for the video. Scott says, Suzuki is fearless and will soon become a fan favourite. I trust you. I'm all right with that. MJ says, if we keep Alvarez and Potts, I think we already have two defensive midfielders, a keeper, and we need Ramsey, Elliott, Onyedika, McAtee, and I think that would be enough. Fair. Kieran said, I don't know how you can spill a punch. Exactly what Travers did. He did. I wouldn't describe it as spilling it, though. To me, spilling it is when you catch it and drop it. That's how I would. If someone says the keeper spilt it, that's what I mean. He's caught it, dropped it. What Travers did is he just completely mispunched it. Lee says, not convinced Fearon or Orford are ready. Possibly a year away, Earthy might be. Ryan saying, do we think we need another striker? Yes, I do. I think we need another striker. Breezy says, I don't think we'll solve every squad issue this summer, but that's okay. Potts reduces the need for more than one midfielder, and I think Potter could be here for the long term. Ismar saying, we need to get Charlie back eating baby bells. The real reason last season was a disaster. I'd love Charlie back. Unfortunately, we can't have Charlie back. Sad, I know. MJ saying, if we sign Ramsey, do you think we'll get McAtee, Onyedika, or Elliott as well? Or do we think we'll sign a striker and use Marshall? I think we might just get one midfielder. I would like two. I've got a feeling we might just get one. Goalkeeper, midfielder, striker. I think that's maybe what we'll sign between now and the end of the window. I don't think we'll sign loads. As much, I think there'll be more than two. I'm not sure there'll be 5. As Wax had said, I don't think I've seen you for a while. I hope you're okay. Are you all right? You usually comment quite a lot. I don't think I've seen you around. Have I upset you? You wouldn't be the first or last. Said I would either Elliott than Ramsey, but I want two things. One, a tasty playmaker who's creative and can see spaces, and a decent target man who can bury the ball in the back of the net. Channeler says his prediction is that after Ramsey and Hermansen, we get backup centre-backs and a right winger, and then we are done. Dave thinks Wan-Bissaka was slightly off the mark last night. Still can't be 100%. I think there's some players taking it easy. I think Bowen and Wan-Bissaka are taking it easy in pre-season. And as I always say, I'm okay with that. They've got nothing to prove. Potts has got something to prove. That's why Potts is going in full-hearted, bloodied into these tackles with Everton players, because he's got something to prove. He's trying to win a place in the squad next season. Wan-Bissaka and Bowen could be horrendous pre-season and to still start against Sunderland. So I agree, it was maybe not 100%. I'm okay with that one, though. I'd rather they avoid risk of injury, etc. Rob said, we're having trouble getting rid of some of our players because of age and wages, or our own stupid downfall. Yeah, I completely agree. Baratelli says, I'd keep Marshall until January, at least third to fourth choice striker. Wilson joins, he will be fourth choice for me, no matter what. I think he means Wilson will be fourth choice, which, again, I agree with. Lee saying 2 midfielders out and 1 or 2 in, plus a new keeper, and I think we're in good shape. The kids are all right. Guilherme, Marshall, and Potts should all get minutes. Paul, speaking of Potts, says he looks ready. Very impressive last night. Marshall also looks lively. Could be a decent option. And Caelan Casey looks like he would benefit from a loan. Dave is just telling lies now. Dave is saying he's giving me encouragement, motivating me, and then claiming I know my stuff. I might put that on my CV. Dave Coleman, you certainly know your stuff. That could go on my CV. That'd be good on my CV. Hammerhead said it'll only be necessary if we get a creative midfielder. When Paqueta leaves, we have one with Premier League experience. No, I've not done my fantasy league team yet. To be honest with you, I need to try and look at how the defenders are picking up points. I know there's a new system for defenders scoring points, but I don't know what it is. So I need to have a look at that before I start picking my team. I've got some players I'm definitely going to have in there, but need to do some research. Maybe I'll do it this weekend. Got football tomorrow night, haven't we? The English Football League is back. Luton, Wimbledon. Come on, the Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown. Come on. Let's see you. Let's see what you got. I used to think, I'll be honest, I used to think Marcus Brown was going to make it at West Ham. I did. When I seen him play, I thought, this kid is good. We've all got those players, haven't we, where you just watch them and you think you convince yourself that they're going to be good at West Ham. They're going to go on and get 50, 100 appearances for the club. Marcus Brown was one of those players for me. I thought he'd... turns out I was wrong. Again, Dave Coleman, lying. But it's a nice lie. It's a fib. I'm using it. Lee said Casey had a 15-minute nightmare spell last night with 2 terrible giveaways. We also directed traffic well and kept Beto very quiet. Ismar, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you. Thank you for all you do, Ismar. I like tuning in. As like saying, just watching, just not being able to make the live shows. Still loving all me and Gonza do. Thank you. Appreciate you as well. Barry saying Guilherme has to have regular playtime this season, whereas Shep says cashing on Souček. He won't do well next season under Potter, and this will be our best chance to get a decent amount of cash for a player. If we bring in a goal-scoring midfielder, right now, I am team keep Souček because he scores goals, and I'm a bit worried we don't have enough goal scorers in this team. Although Paqueta is suggesting that he could maybe score goals under Graham Potter, which is good. If we were to bring in a midfielder that I think he's going to get some goals, Harvey Elliott would be one of those players, then I go from team keep Souček to team it's best to cash in on Souček. However, what Shep says here, I agree with, which is this is our best chance to get a decent amount of cash for Souček. I agree with that statement. I don't think he'll be worth the same next summer. The only possibility is in January. Subscribers change my mind, Sheps. I'm going to tell you what subscribers said to me to change my mind. I was team sell Souček. Then obviously at the end of the season he was scoring goals and he felt quite important to Graham Potter. So I was a bit unsure. And a wise man who knows this stuff more than I do, Dave Coleman, said we should keep Souček until January. And if we're in a good position, we can sell him because teams down the bottom in the relegation battle will be desperate for a player like Thomas Souček. And you might actually get more money for him in January to capitalise on the desperation of teams in a relegation battle looking for a guy that can come in and score goals. And teams that are at the bottom perhaps have more of a tendency to eventually start going a bit more direct in their play to get goals. Souček would do well. Change my mind. So I'm team keep Souček, but reevaluate in January. But if Harvey Elliott arrived today and a bid for 20 million came in for Souček, I'd be okay with that one. Cornwall saying, how's Gio today? Don't ask. Don't ask. Joshua saying he'd rather keep Suzuki because if we're in this same cash strapped position again, I think he would have a higher resale value. Jordan saying, do you think Earthy's injury will jeopardize his chances? Yes. Being injured now, this was his opportunity to pick up some game time and impress Graham Potter. Earthy's missed out on the chance to do a Freddie Potts. Now, he may get that, but the problem is he's going to be doing it in training and he's going to have to do it off the bench in competitive fixtures, which is going to be difficult because he's going to have to get on the pitch in the first place. Now, hopefully Potter will give him that opportunity, but he's going to have to wait for it. It is feasible. If we said right now, West, all our players are fit today, all our players are fit. We've not got any new signings. The current group are just 100% fit. We play Sunderland tomorrow. Let's just say the midfield three is Potts, Paqueta, Ward-Prowse. Not what I want, what we think, right? Can we agree that? Up front, we've got Bourne and Fulkrug, Diouf, Wan-Bissaka, Agard, Kilman, Todibo, right? The bench now would consist of Souček, Somerville, Earthy, Guilherme. Can we even Walker Peters? Can we see Earthy getting off the bench? Edson Alvarez, Rodriguez. You might not rate Rodriguez. I think Potter might do. Can we see Earthy getting off the bench? Maybe, but I don't think he'd be the first one off the bench. So I think he's going to have to be a bit patient. So I think, yeah, I think I wouldn't say jeopardize his chance. That's a strong term, but certainly hindered his chance. Certainly. Middleton saying emerges the Potts and prospect of Paqueta staying has seen me shift from nailed-on relegation to probably lower mid-table. Have a feeling, though, that Souček and Ward-Prowse start against Sunderland. Josh is upgraded to Addict. Wait. You're going to have to email me, Josh. You ordered the mugs on, you don't put your address on Patreon, you ordered a mug on Shopify via our store. You might have to email me to get it sorted tonight. Scooby saying, think Paqueta will stay. He seems to be appreciated fans and the club sticking by him. Excited to see him reborn and weight lifted off. Razor saying, like my jigsaw piece, made sense. Hope we get in another 5 though, which includes 2 keepers. I do want more than 2 signings. But I think 2 before Sunderland, midfield and goalkeeper are the main ones. I think the other 3 can wait post Sunderland if they have to. I'm okay with that personally. The only problem is Callum Wilson's a jigsaw piece from a puzzle back in 2019. Do we think Alvarez gets minutes against Bournemouth? Yeah, I think so. It might not start. He might do, but I think he'll get. I'd imagine he's quite high up the list of priorities for Potter getting on the pitch against Bournemouth. Digger said he's concerned about Somerville in the Potter system. Could be wing back. He might be key to us switching formation to a bit of a 3-4-3 rather than a 3-5-2. I can't shake Somerville's comments. Somerville said Potter wants to play me left wing and beat my man. Well, that's quite telling. We're not playing with a left wing at the minute, but for him to say that would suggest that we're going to be playing a 3-4-3 or something, and he's going to be that wide left player. Maybe Somerville's the key to us switching formation. I think maybe we're just trying to nail this 3-5-2 formation before we start trying to learn another one. Maybe. We'll wait and see. Simonson has got Mark Noble locked up in his shed signing stuff. It's me that's got all the signed stuff. I've got them all. They're all here. I'm just looking because I've still got the ones that I took down off the shelf last night. Does anyone want to buy my match worn real Pablo Finale shirt, by the way? Not the one from the Conference League semi-final. That's Hammer's Chats, but my own personal one. He wore it against someone in La Liga. I can't remember. It's there. It's dirty. It's still got mud on it. It doesn't stink, so I think it's been washed. I think it's just stained. Look, it's dirty. Can you see that? Not so much. A little bit. You can see the mud there. A little bit. There you go. I paid a lot of money for it, but if anyone wants to buy it, I'm willing to sell it because I need money. So if anyone wants to buy it, serious offers only. I paid a decent bit of money for it, so it's not going cheap. You're not getting a bargain. Brian saying, why are benching Alvarez? I hope Brian, you're trying to wind me up. You know what the difference is between desire and prediction. Stop it. I know what you're doing. Anyway. Lee's saying, I do recall us playing 3-4-3 last season when Fulkrug was fit. Agree. Ionix is saying Somerville's main game is running at players on the left wing. Also agree with that one as well. So we'll wait and see when he comes back. We'll maybe that'll change it up a little bit. Joa is saying, do we think a back three with the midfield we are currently playing will be enough for a decent finish? No. No. I think we might stay up, but the midfield is crucial to me for us having a good season. Crucial. I still think we need 2 signings in midfield. I understand why some people think we want 1, but I think I want 2 personally. I still want 2 signings. I ain't changing. Brian wants the Antonio England shirt. I mean, that was expensive. You can make an offer, Brian, but it's going to cost you a bit of money. And D&B said, we'd love to see Perry back on the channel. I can sort that. I can give him a text and see if he wants to come on at some point. Well, maybe we'll do it. We'll do it. I know when I'm going to do it. I'll message Perry and see if he can pop back on and have a little chinwag with us. Robert saying, who signed Rodriguez? Lopetegui and Steiden. So it's hard to know which one because obviously Lopetegui's got the Spanish connections from La Liga. So it's hard to know if it's his or Steiden signing, but under those 2 anyway. Ramsey saying, what shirts have you got we could buy? I don't know. My signed Mark Noble shirt. I've got the one that I had in my frame. Do you remember the Noble shirt that was behind me? I'll sell that. I need to sell it. I need money. Got scammed, didn't I? A lot of people know this. It's not a secret anymore. I got scammed. And we've had bad news today, myself and Mrs. Gio. So I'm now selling. I'm going to start selling my own little collection to try and raise some money. So I've got a signed Mark Noble shirt. I've got a match worn Pablo Finales one. I don't have a Pablo Finales West Ham shirt. Oh, the Conference League semi-final one. Sorry, that's a Real Betis shirt. That's this one. Look. 2 Real Betis shirts. Both Pablo Finales. It stinks of vape. One of them stinks of vapor rub on the chest. Was it this one? I think it's this one. I don't know. That's the La Liga one because this must have the patch of the Europa League on it. Yeah, there you go. That's got the Conference League patch on it. That's Hammer's Chats though. That's not really mine to sell. This is my one. Anyway, Joe, I was saying 2 more signings: an experienced Premier League player and a young player from the Championship. I'm annoyed we're not going for Hayden Hackney. He's going to Ipswich, I think, 15 million plus add-ons. Feels like a good fee, fantastic signing. I'm actually looking forward to watching Ipswich this season. I think they'll play some really good football. I think they should win the Championship, retain most of their best players. Now, obviously, there's still a month left of the transfer window, and I think Brentford might move for Omari Hutchinson again. But at present, I'm looking forward to watching them. Lee saying, sadly, the only midfielders I'm convinced we need to keep are Paqueta and Potts. Otherwise, there's many out and replaced. I probably shouldn't have mentioned the scamming thing. Honestly, it's, how do I say I'm over it? I'm not over it. But if you're a patron, you understand. And it is what it is. It happens. I won't be the first person. I won't be the last person. It's just a kick in the bollocks. And yeah, it's not good. It's not fun. Abu said, if a director of football for West Ham, who'd you buy? The thing is, I don't know enough. I don't know enough about Onyedika, for example. I don't know enough about him. But for me, Harvey Elliott is one of them. He's still my number one. I just love him. I think he's a fantastic footballer. I think he can play in various different positions as well. He could play on the right of a front 3. He could play the number 10. I think he could play the number 8 role. He can play on the left. Honestly, he can play so much positions. I think he gives you goals and assists. He works his nuts off as well. So the work rate's there. He's not one of these, flair players that can sometimes be a little bit lazy when it comes to the defensive side of the game. But because they're so good from the attacking element, it's okay. But honestly, I think he just ticks every box for me, Harvey Elliott. I would just love him at West Ham. He would still be my number one target this summer. I know 40, 50 million is not cheap. But if he's here for 6-7 years, he is cheap. I think I'm convinced Elliott would be a success at West Ham. And he can play various different types of football as well, because he performed under Klopp. He performed under Aaron Slot, and he's performed under Lee Carsley. Different managers performed under all three, in my opinion. And I know people say, well, he can't get in the Liverpool team. Well, yeah, but they've just spent over 100 million on Wirtz. He's got Mo Salah there, Szoboszlai, McAllister. He's up against world-class players. That's not any insult. Like, you can't. And the thing is, he did play. He was part of the squad. You're only part of that squad if you're a bloody good player. And Liverpool don't want to sell him. So you must be a really good player. Liverpool want to retain you in this squad. They're building like a super team. It's almost like Arne Slot's FIFA team that they're building here. And they still want to keep Elliott. The only reason he might leave Anfield is because he wants game time, not because Liverpool are trying to sell him. Two completely different things. So anyway, that's my number one. Pablo saying, what happened to Douglas Luiz? Stocks are kind of low. We had a fair whack. Saying, I think we're still in. He was a bit naughty. He didn't turn up to training. I don't know if that's still ongoing or if that's been resolved. I think he goes. I think he comes back to the Premier League. It's just a case of where. Us, Everton, Aston Villa. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like, I always say Leeds, but they're done in midfield. They've got Anton Stack, who, top signing, by the way. Leeds signing Stack is not getting enough credit. It's not. I think that's a brilliant signing for them in midfield. But I'm trying to think who else may go for Douglas Luiz. Maybe Brentford. I think that's the type of signing I could see them making. Maybe that's the curveball, because obviously Norgaard's left, and I appreciate Henderson's gone there, but not really, is it? No. So, don't know. David, enjoy the watch long. Thank you. I appreciate you. John saying Christmas jumpers. I can't even remember. £17 or something. Half price. And there's only a couple of sizes left. I want to say extra large and double XL, I think. Go have a look at the website. There's not loads and loads left. Abu saying, agree with Elliott. Looks a very, very good player, and he's been getting better every season he plays. Needs first-team football for a team of our size, I'd say. Bradley saying, Ramsey, the big yes. One or two of the goalkeepers linked, big yes. Then depending on sales, we can dip toe back into the market. Keen to see what loans you would like to see. Douglas Luiz, I think, would be a good loan. I don't know. That's it. To be fair, I don't think. I'm trying to think. I kind of gone off Grealish. I don't know why. Do you know if you offered me Grealish 2-3 weeks ago, I'd have been like, yeah. But I don't know. There's something gone a bit cold on that idea. Not sure. Loans. There's definitely good players available on loan. I think Spurs might be trying to get Polina on loan, aren't they? Would be a good signing. It would stop Potter, so that's the thing. But you're getting a top-class player there that just goes into your team like that. I think Douglas Luiz would be a sensible player to get in on loan. The only problem is Juve are going to want a serious obligation to buy attached to it as well. You might have to pay $5 million to get him on loan, but you're probably looking at a £25-30 million spend next summer, and we're into Jean-Claire Todibo territory, aren't we? Which, you know, the reality is we all had this discussion. If Potter had a 6-month contract, would we renew it? But actually, there was a discussion to be had as well. If Todibo was a straight loan and the option to buy was 35 million, would we have triggered it? My answer off the back of last season would have been no. So you got to be a little bit careful sometimes. Abu says Jackson on loan, 100% yes. It's unrealistic, but 100% yes. Hammer Boy says, hope you're well. Oh, let me write out your email. Just email again tonight, please, Hammer Boy, and put in the subject Hammerboy08 so I know it's you. I'll keep my eye out for it, but you've got to email tonight. I'm watching. Mason says Ramsey's very injury prone unless we can get him for a very, very fair price, 15-20 million. I don't think it's worth it. Hammerboy's optimistic, but depends on recruits. And finally, Bradley says Chelsea are a club. We could look at loans. Douglas Luiz, call me crazy. If Liverpool get Isak, maybe we could get Nunez. I think he's going to go Saudi, isn't he? And David for the £2 super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Right then, I am going to love you and leave you. And I'll tell you why. My tea is ready at 10 past and it's bang on 10 past. So there's some chicken pesto pasta waiting for me downstairs right this minute. Thank you very much. If you join me live, I appreciate you. You make this show happen. And if you're watching this later on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leave your comments in below. But before you disappear, drop a like on the video, Sky and Jammer Chat. Get your ticket for the raffle. Links in description in the pinned comments as well. Buy two, you get one free. Match War Martin Noble shirt, which cost us hundreds of pounds, top prize up for grabs. One of you are going to win it. Thank you very much. Catch you in a bit.